Hello students, welcome to my lecture. I am Avinash Kale, Department of Microbiology, SVKT College, Devdali Camp. I am teaching you the paper of Immunology from your TYBSc semester 5, and in that paper today we are going to learn about the mechanism of phagocytosis, which is one of the very important part for the working of second line of defense mechanism in the innate immunity. Let us see. Now, let us see the brief recap of our previous session, what we have seen in our previous session. In our previous session, we have seen in a very detailed manner about the innate immunity, its definition, its concepts, its type, its working at different level. And in previous session, we have seen how different cells present in the body, especially in the blood, which are working for the innate immunity to fight against the infection. And in that, we have seen the two cells, that is phagocytic and dendritic cells, how they are helpful for the working of innate immunity. Now, in this today's session, we will going to focus on to this one important type of the cell, that is a phagocytic cell, and how they carry out the destruction of the foreign agent by the process of phagocytosis. So, we will see the detailed mechanism of phagocytosis in today's session. Now, the learning objective for this session is to understand the type and structure of the phagocytic cells and state the mechanism of phagocytosis in detail. Now, we have seen that in immunity, various mechanisms are working to combat against the infections which are caused by the foreign agent, which is called as a antigen. So, these agents or these mechanisms are classified as a acellular, means here the cells are not involved, their secretions or different type of the peptides present in the body, they are working for defending the type of the antigen, and other is called as a cellular type of the parts, where different cells are involved, and these cells directly or indirectly come in the contact with that antigen, get stimulated by them and destroy that antigen by performing the variety of mechanisms. Now, which are the cellular components of this innate immunity? This involves the different types of the cells. Mainly all these cells, depending upon their mechanism of action, are classified into these two categories. The first is called as a phagocytic cells, which destroy the antigen by engulfing that antigen, internalizing that antigen and carry out their intracellular digestion. And others are called as a non-phagocytic cells, where they do not perform phagocytosis, but they secrete their internal content, maybe in the form of the different type of the peptides or maybe in the form of the antibodies. They combine with that antigens, or they are secreted on that antigen and carry out their destruction. So, these phagocytic and non-phagocytic cells are involved in the destruction of antigen in this innate immunity. Now, which are these phagocytic cells? Already I told you, these phagocytic cells, the name itself is given to them because they perform the process of phagocytosis. In phagocytosis, the antigen is captured, it is internalized, and after internalization, its digestion is taking place in the cytoplasm by the variety of mechanism. Due to that, the antigen is completely destroyed. So, in the cytoplasm, there is a presence of different type of the cytotoxic granules in it, and these granules contain the different type of the chemicals and lytic enzymes, and these enzymes are responsible for the digestion. And these phagocytic cells, among that phagocytic cell, the one is called as a macrophage, which is the large in size. Macro means the large, and other example of this macrophage is a monocyte. Monocyte means it has a single nucleus with the fixed shape, and other is called as a microphage. Micro means a small in size, and these cells are having the multiple shapes of nucleus. That's why they are called as a polymorphonuclear granulocytes. Now, these cells are just given in this picture. So these are all are called as a white blood cells. Those are called as a phagocytic, macrophages, monocytes, all these things. All these cells are called as a WBCs or white blood cells. Why they are called as a white blood cell? You know, they do not contain any type of the pigment like hemoglobin which is present in the RBC. That's why they are called as a WBCs or the leukocytes. So these are all these different type of the white blood cells. Among that, some are phagocytic and remaining are the non-phagocytic in nature. Now, let us see about these macrophages. These macrophages found commonly in the peripheral blood circulation. Their size, they are called as the macrophages. They are always large in size, whose size is 10 to 20 micrometer in size. They are moving, that's why they are the motile in nature. They don't have the shape, that's why they are the amoeboid in shape, and they contain the kidney shape or bilobed nucleus in them. In their cytoplasm, there is a presence of granules. The granules are stained by the azo dyes. That's why they are called as the azurophilic granules, and these granules are cytotoxic in nature. When they are secreted, when they come in the contact with any kind of cell, lysis of the cell is taking place. That's why their granules are called as a cytotoxic granules, and they are mainly present in the lysosomal portion or in the cytoplasm of these macrophages. These macrophages are forming the 2 to 10% of the total white blood cell population. Now, these macrophages are of two types. One is called as a monocyte, other is called as a macrophage. Monocytes, the name itself indicates they are synthesized in the bone marrow. When they are synthesized in the bone marrow, they come in the blood circulation, and in the blood circulation they live there up to the 3 days. After that, they leave the blood circulation and enters into the various tissue of the body, and they settles there. And when they settles there, they are transformed into macrophages, or when the monocytes settle into the macrophage tissues, when they become the macrophages, they are commonly called as a tissue macrophages. But during such type of the differentiation of monocyte into macrophage, variety of structural as well as the chemical changes are taking place in this monocyte into macrophages. These changes are the size is enlarged 5 to 10 times. The intracellular organelle content in the number and complexity is taking place in the increased manner. They got enhanced phagocytic activity. They become more potent as compared to the monocyte. Then in that granular content, more amount of lytic enzymes are produced, and they also secretes the different type of the soluble factors which are molecular in nature, which are peptidic in nature, which are acting as a signal for other non-phagocytic cells to get activated and initiate the other type of the innate as well as acquired immune responses in very higher level of the manners. Now, which are these different type of the macrophages? These macrophages are classified depending upon their morphological and functional features and their presence in that tissues. As per that, these macrophages are the two types. The first is called as a fixed or non-wandering macrophages. The name itself indicates they are the common resident of the different tissues. The example is a Kupffer cell of the liver. Then in connective tissue, histiocytes type of the macrophages are present. In kidney, mesanglial cells are present, and in brain, microglial cells are present. Means in that regions, these cells take care of that tissue or that organ from the invasion of the different type of the pathogenic type of the agent and carry out their destruction and giving the protection against them non-specifically. Second kind of macrophages are the free or wandering macrophages. So they are the free living cells. Example, in lungs, alveolar macrophages are there. in peritoneal cavity, peritoneal macrophages are there. Now, other type of the particular phagocytic cell I want to tell you after the macrophage, that is a microphages, who are also called by other name as a polymorphonuclear leukocytes or the PMN cells. So these cells are also called as the granulocytes or polyps because they contain the multilobe nucleus having more than one number of shapes, more than one type of the shapes are there here. In their cytoplasm, granules are present in a rich quantity. That's why they are also called as a granulocytes. That's why their combined name, the multiple shape of the nucleus, presence of granules, they are called as a polymorphonuclear granulocytes or PMNs. The lifespan in the blood is 9 to 10 hours, and in tissue, in the fixed portion, they have the more lifespan, that is 4 to 5 days. So these granulocytes are classified, which are based on their staining property, means their granules of the cytoplasm, present in cytoplasm, they are stained by the different type of the stains having different pH, and their cellular and nuclear type of the morphology. And as per that, there are the three types of granulocytes. One is called as a neutrophils, because the granules of this cell are stained by the neutral dyes. Then the eosinophils, they are stained by the eosine. The eosine is an acidic stain. That's why the acidophilic granules are present in them here. Next is called as a basophils, because they are stained by the basic dyes like the methylene blue. So these three types of the granulocytes are there here: neutrophils, eosinophils, basophils. But among these three, neutrophils, these kind of cells are the potent phagocytic type of the cell. Though their size is small, but as compared to macrophages, they are the potent phagocytic cells. Their presence is in more number. That's why they are involved in a very large number for the destruction of that pathogen by the process of the phagocytosis. Now, in this slide, let us see the detailed structure of phagocytes, how they actually looks like internally as well as externally here. So this is the structure of phagocytes. So cell don't have the specific type of the shape. So all these extensions are of the cytoplasmic membrane. All they are called as a pseudopodia. The pseudopodia is having the two important role. They are useful for the locomotion, adhesion on the surface, especially on the glass surface, and it is also useful for the engulfment of that foreign agent which is particulate in nature here. So for the engulfment purpose, the pseudopodia, and movement and adhesion purpose, the pseudopodia are important here. If you see the nucleus, so nucleus is not having the very fixed shape in case of the PMN cell. So it may be the dilobed or trilobed or multilobed in nature here, or in monocytes a single fixed shape is there here. Then it contains the other cytoplasmic content in them, glycogen, which is the storage of them. Like a typical eukaryotic cell, they contain the Golgi bodies, mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum here, but they contain the important part which is the blue colored, that is the granules. These granules are actually involved for the internal destruction of that antigen, because these granules contain the different type of the hydrolytic enzymes and cytotoxic type of the substances. And these granules are commonly called as a primary azurophilic granules and secondary granules. Primary stained very dark in color, and secondary are stained by the faint in color accordingly here. So these primary granules, they contain the different type of the lytic substances, and secondary contain the different type of the enzymes, hydrolytic type of the enzymes which are responsible for the digestion here. And this white color are called as a phagosomes, means actual internalization of that antigen and engulfment of the antigen, okay, it taking place here, it is taking place in the phagosome here. So this is the detailed structure of this phagocyte. Now let us see our main part of this today's session, the detailed mechanism of the phagocytosis. In this slide, you will find there are the phagocytosis is taking place at the different type of the stage. From upper, the first stage is called as a chemotaxis. So chemotaxis means, taxis means the attraction, movement of that cell towards that specific type of the agent. That agent may be the chemical, maybe the air, maybe other kind of the physical or the chemical type of the parameter factors are there here. In chemotaxis, when that microorganism, when that antigen enters inside the cell, it has its own chemical composition which is present on their cell wall or onto their external type of the appendages, or it may secretes different type of the chemicals like the toxins here, and these itself are acting as a stimulator which attract this phagocytic cell where those pathogens has been entered here. So it has the natural type of the capacity to get attracted towards that pathogen from where it has present or from where it is present here. This process is called as a chemotaxis. So there are the variety of the mechanisms for the chemotaxis, where the chemicals are responsible or appendages are responsible for that purpose here. And when this phagocytic cell reach very close to that pathogen, then the attachment takes place or the binding takes place, and the attachment takes place by this different type of the mechanism, where that the cell itself get physically bounded to that type of the surface of that cell membrane of that phagocytic cell, where the pseudopodia make the physical contact with them here, or other type of the mechanisms like pattern recognition receptors, which we have seen in our previous session, that is a PRRS, or the complement components are there, especially C3b component is there here. So such receptors are present on the surface of the phagocytic cell, and these are very specific for this type of the molecular patterns like the C3b or the pattern recognition receptor different defenses like this way here. So the binding is enhanced by this process here. Or there is a presence of the Fc receptor on the surface of the macrophage. So when antibody binds to that antigen or that microbial cell, so it form a antigen-antibody complex, and that complex is get bounded to the Fc receptor which is present on the surface of that macrophage or phagocytic cell here. So all these mechanisms, maybe pattern recognition protein, C3 receptor or SC receptor, they are helpful for enhancement of the binding of that antigen on the surface of this phagocytic cell. This process is called as a opsonization. It's called as a opsonization. So this antibody C3b or pattern recognition receptors, they are called as a opsonines. They are the helper for the enhanced binding of that antigen to the surface of that phagocytic cell. Now, when the attachment takes place here, the second step begins, that whatever the cytoplasmic membrane on which that antigen has been binded, so it get invaginated. It form a pocket around that antigen, and that pocket itself is acting as a trap that don't allow to escape that antigen now. And that antigen is now further internalized. It's internalized here. So that pocket which is get formed by forming the extension of the cytoplasmic membrane, and that extensions are called as a pseudopodia. And these pseudopodia are forming the covering around that antigen here, and it is invaginated from outward toward the cytoplasm inside the cell here, and that is called as a phagosome. Now, in that phagosome here, the antigen is now properly entrapped. There is no chance for the escaping of that type of the antigen. And that phagosome later on migrate toward the lysosome, where the different type of the granules are present. Cytoplasmic granules are present here, so it migrates towards the lysosome. And when in phagosome, which is a fluid portion, it is not a fluid portion, it is a phospholipid bilayer is there here. So it fuses with the lysosome. It is forming a common structure. That structure is called as a phagolysosome. And this phagolysosome, the different type of the granules which are present, that granules are now further starting the actual killing or the intracellular digestion, or you can call the phagocytosis of the type of the cell, where the variety of chemical and the enzymatic type of the mechanisms are taking place, where all the content, structural content of the cell, chemical or molecular content of the cell which is present here, that content is completely destroyed by initiating the variety of the mechanism. And that particulate antigen is got disintegrated into different type of the parts, and when it is get disintegrated into different parts here, there is no life or no livingness present in that antigen, and antigen has got destroyed. And such a destroyed antigen, this destroyed antigen either given outside, because it is inactive now, it is harmless in nature here, so it is given outside by the process of exocytosis, or the another type of the mechanism which is taking place, that digested antigen is converted in the form of the major histocompatibility complex type of the peptide, which is called as a MHC complex. And macrophages or phagocytic cell always process these antigens by the process of phagocytosis in the form of the MHC class II peptide. Means at that time, in spite of becoming it the phagocytic cell, it is converted into the antigen presenting cell, and it present that antigen in the form of the processed peptide, and that processed peptide is MHC class II. And this peptide is responsible as a stimulator for the activation of the effector cells of the acquired immunity, especially the T helper cell. And this T helper cell further initiate the different type of the mechanisms of the acquired immunity. So this macrophage, in addition to phagocytosis, it is also one of the mediator for the cooperation between the innate immunity and the acquired type of the immunity. So this basic type of the mechanism here is depicted in this slide. So this is also the additional type of the slide is in front of you. From that you can see how the internalization takes place, and the stepwise mechanism is just I have put forth in front of you, so you can understand in very detailed manner about the detailed mechanism of the phagocytosis, with the captions are there here for your further type of the understanding. Now, what are the different type of the killing mechanism? That is our main part of our study. How the actual killing of that antigen is taking place. What are the mechanisms are involved in that here? That mechanism we have to see. These mechanisms are classified into two categories. The first is called as a oxygen dependent mechanism, and second is called as a oxygen independent type of the mechanisms. So by both mechanisms, the complete destruction of that antigen is taking place. Now let us see each mechanism in detail. The first mechanism is a oxygen dependent mechanism. So during phagocytosis, the phagocytic cell increase the uptake of oxygen, means respiratory rate of that phagocytic cell is get increased. Due to that, more amount of oxygen from the blood is taken, it is diffused into that type of the cell cytoplasm. And what do this oxygen do? When the oxygen respiration get increased here, at this process further is get engaged by the one pathway, the pentose phosphate pathway, or one of the glycolytic pathway is going on in the cell cytoplasm here. So it also speed up rapidly, and from this pathway the intermediate are generated, that is called as a NADPH. This NADPH is helpful for the reduction of the molecular oxygen. It reduces the molecular oxygen and produce the various type of the toxic metabolic products. Why this pathway is rapidly perform here, that generate the reducing power in the form of the hydrogens. This NADP is a hydrogen carrier, and this oxygen is combined with that hydrogen, and its reduction takes place, and by its reduction here it produces the different type of the radicals. These radicals commonly include the hydroxyl radicals, free radicals, then the hydrogen peroxide, then the superoxide ions are there here, and all these radicals are the strong oxidizing agent, and they combine with the different molecules or different chemicals which is present in that cell in the different type of the structure here, and carry out their rapid type of the oxidization here, and due to oxidation here, whatever these molecules which are present here, the molecules they lose their conformation, lose their activity, and due to that here the killing or the death of the cell is taking place. Now, when the oxygen uptake is taking place, whole this process is called as a respiratory burst. So, it is a major mechanism as compared to other mechanisms of phagocytosis. It is a major mechanism of killing of ingested bacteria during the process of the phagocytosis. So, this is a slide which we can explain here. This inside the cell, okay, this yellow color is a phagolysosome. You can call the granules are there here. So, oxygen is diffusing from outside to inside, and the enzyme NADPH oxidase is working for the process here, and that oxygen when combined with that type of the hydrogen, it produces the hydroxyl radicals, then the H2O2 hypochlorides or other type of the superoxides they produce here, and this combine with the type of the cell and carry out the different type of the particular destructive type of the mechanisms by this way here. So, this is the picture that can explain how the oxygen dependent mechanism is taking place. Second is called as a oxygen independent mechanism, where oxygen is not involved. Destruction is taking place, but oxygen is not involved in this process here. So, these are the different type of the oxygen independent intracellular killing mechanism, where the different type of the enzymes which are present in the granules, they started their action. Among that enzyme, the first enzyme is called as a lysozyme, which is a cell wall lytic enzyme. So, it breaks down the cell wall. That's why when the cell wall is broken down of that cell here, all the internal content that come outside, because cell wall engulf that all the type of the internal content. That's why the cell is get burst. Other chemical content present in them is the lactoferrin. What it does? It chelates the iron, and when the iron is chelated here, it deprives the bacteria of the requirement of this type of the iron. The deprivation takes place here, and hydrolytic enzymes, they break down the bacterial proteins of the type of the cell here, and that's why the patient who have the defect in the oxygen dependent killing pathway, they are also able to kill the bacteria by this type of the mechanism here. That's why if the oxygen independent mechanism is not working, but these independent mechanisms are still working for the destruction type of the antigen here. So, in oxygen independent killing mechanism here, defensins, tumor necrosis factor, then the lysozyme and other hydrolytic enzymes are working here. So, in this chart, what type of the oxygen dependent killing mechanisms are there and oxygen independent killing mechanisms are there, how they are working, they are just summarized for your further detailed type of the understanding here. So, in summary, in this session, we have learned that the phagocytic cells play an important role as a second line of defense in the innate immunity of that organism, where macro and macrophages are the principal type of the phagocytic cells are there here, where by the process of phagocytosis, they destroy that bacteria or that pathogenic type of the agent or antigen by oxygen independent and dependent mechanism for the intracellular digestion of that antigen here. So, in our next session, we will learn about another type of the innate mechanism. That mechanism is called as a complement. How complement, one of the innate mechanism, is working for the destruction type of the antigen. These are the references for your further detailed study. Thank you very much.